Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning, this is my son Ben, and today we have a very fine whiskey here in our cask, where fine spirits meet. This is a Laphroaig, 30 years of age, you can see it here, from the Ian Hunter collection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ian Hunter, I've already had it in the Whisky.com news. This is a new series. And it commemorates Ian Hunter, the last distillery manager from the Johnson family. And he was distillery manager from 1908 to 1944.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and he made Laphroaig to that distillery it is today because he introduced the ex-bourbon cask maturation. So he imported ex-bourbon casks. In the time before, there were just European oak casks because the Crown and all these high-level people, they drank sherry and cognac and whatever, and so the casks with which those drinks were brought to England and Great Britain in total, they were from European oak, and he introduced American white oak casks, ex-bourbon casks, to the distillery of Laphroaig and changed the character of the distillery a lot and made Laphroaig to that what it is today.
Mm-hmm. So he introduced the bourbon barrel or cask. That's a hard thing to do if you're distilling from 1908 to 1944. You have
it's not only in the sailing ships. No, it's more than that.
you have from 08 to 14. It's okay. Then you have a world war. Then you have prohibition, and then you have another world war. So that's a tough story. You only have a bit of a time gap in the beginning, and then in the end.
Yeah, but he probably introduced the refill casks.
Oh yeah, probably as well. But these guys from back then, they were tough. So he was probably a really tough guy, and he managed it.
Yeah. So this is how it looks like from the front.
And it says book number 1.
It's like made like a book in a book cover. You can see it here. More sharper here. And then on the other side, there you have this hole, like the files in the office. And it's good if you take this out and then you put it in again, and the air comes out here straight. And this is like the, like a hidden bottle in the shelf of your office.
So you sit in your library and you have Encyclopedia Britannica, the Bible, and then you have Shakespeare, and then you have Laphroaig.
And Laphroaig.
What's Laphroaig? How does that read? Oh, that reads really well.
Yeah. In this book, book number 1, we'll tell the story of how and why Ian Hunter's enduring legacy lives on in our liquid today. So it's 46.7 written here on the back.
Book 1, unique character.
Yeah. Okay. And here you have this soft-like leather. I think this is artificial leather, vegan. And if you open it, then you have really a bound-in booklet with a lot of pictures and telling about it, and you say, well, this all is about Ian Hunter. How does he look like? No picture of it. No. And then at the very end, there's a picture of Ian Hunter himself. Yeah. So here we go. And you can see this bottle is fixed in here with this silky, not really silk, plastic band. And with this, you can take out the bottle, and this is really tough. So it fits in extremely well. And you have to use quite a lot of strength to take it out. And there you find, of course, the typical greenish Laphroaig bottle. And Ooh. So here we go. Yes. Yeah. So. This is non-chill filtered matured in first fill ex-bourbon barrels.
And
so really first fill.
It's traded at about 700 to 800 something.
Yeah, euros, dollars, pounds, wherever you live. Yeah.
Laphroaig always goes for green bottle. Is that actually
not always? There are
some
very few exceptions.
These are the standard bottles, aren't they?
Yeah, because in former times it wasn't that easy to take out the green from the glass, and so they stayed to that bottle, and that gives a unique expression. You know, oh, this is the green bottle with the white label.
This is Laphroaig.
That's Laphroaig. Yeah, smoky, really smoky. But it's not as smoky as the younger Laphroaigs are. So there's a lot of less smoke in it. If I would have to give a number, a figure, it's 20 ppm. And behind that, immediately you can smell aromas. And this is a light, fruity note in it, already in the nose. Yeah, the fruitiness, probably a little sweetness coming through. This is my first impression.
It's as you said, it's a smoky one, but I would say it's a medium smoky one. So it's about 20 ppm, and so the smoke is just there and light enough for you to feel all the other or smell all the other smells, and you do realize it's a complex one. Dominating, I would say, is an apple note, kind of a mixture between a green apple and a red apple, like a partly red apple, and with a lot of honey, vanilla, even some herbs as well. So it's like herbs de Provence, or like what's it, rosemary.
Yeah.
So it's you do realize it's a very complex one.
Yeah. So smelling on this, I remember I have to give my thanks to the distributor who gave us that bottle for free, just to have a taste on that. So you can judge if our statement is right or not by taking into account that we didn't have to pay for the bottle. Yeah. So now I have the vanilla as well, but there's this a light dryness or fruitiness, dry fruitiness behind that. Yeah, have a sip.
Good.
In the start, there's a light citrus note in it, developing into an orange juicy note, probably not that sweet, probably with a hint of grapefruits in it, and then spiciness turning through. So the oak is there, combining with the vanilla, with the smokiness. It's extremely complex, and the taste is strong enough to get over the smokiness. The smokiness is complex and more mature, not that intense, not that stinky, but it's still there. And that together, a wonderful, complex whiskey.
That's also what I get, complex whiskey. You do have it in your mouth, and you don't quite get what you feel at the beginning. So you really have to concentrate yourself and find out what you're tasting. So you do have a bit of a bourbon character influence. You do have a lot of herbs and a little bit of spices as well, and a fresh fruity character. So it's a very, very well balanced whiskey with that subtle smoke that's covered all over it. But you realize as you sip more and more of it, the smoke adds up. So at the beginning, it's a very, very balanced, even kind of between a medium and a lightly smoky whiskey there. The smell of the smoke is stronger than the taste, but when you have more sips, then you do realize, okay,
It builds up.
it builds up. The smoke is dominant in the aftertaste, so it becomes a smokier whiskey.
And with the second sip, you really get some spiciness as well. Officially, it's said to be a little bit peppery. With the first sip, I couldn't find any pepper at all. But now with the second sip, there is this light spicy note which reminds you of pepper. Yeah, vanilla is strong. If you find the right vanilla spot with the distance of your nose. It's really a complex one, and this 46.7 is just the right strength that it carries the aromas, but isn't too strong to give a sharp alcoholic influence in your mouth. So this is a wonderful balanced whiskey from everything, from the cask, from the maturation, from the age, from the ABV. So it's really, really good. Well done.
I like it.
So it's really limited. I have no idea how many bottles are there on the market. The high price, 700 to 800 euros pounds, suggests that there aren't many of those bottles. And for every Laphroaig collector who is able to pay that money, I think this is a new series for collectors. And
So-
prices will rise quite
Sharply.
up to, say, in the next 1-2 years, I would say at least 1,000, probably already a little more. And because this whiskey is, from the taste, that good, the amount of available bottles will shrink quite fast. So prices will rise again.
Yeah.
So this will be a definite buy.
Definite buy. Definite good investment. It carries a vintage and an age statement and an edition number, book number 1, unique character, and the basic a good distillery. So this is a collector's item, but it's a bit sad that it's a collector's item because it's really tasty.
Yeah, so the collectors will will have a look into that bottle.
Some of them will.
Yeah.
So yeah, have a look around. The bottle's gonna be available, I don't know, over the next period of time. Let's say it that way. If you find one, you're one of the lucky ones. If you have the money, just buy it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.